Okay, fun game for us for Hawaii. I think kind of the first time it all came together. Offense, defense, special teams, everyone was clicking. Executed the game plan at a very high level with small amount of misassignments, and that's typically what a football game looks like if you can do it at that percentage. So now the trick is doing it again, right? Reloading and gearing up for a San Diego State team that wants to come in and run the ball and go fast. And we know it's going to be a fun matchup, senior day. So hopefully we have a good crowd at the Mav and get these guys ready to roll. So let's go with some questions.
Coach. This is Jason Walker with Cash Valley Daily. Wanted to ask real quick about Puli Alo. I didn't see him out there in the game. Just want to know what his status was.
Yeah, he was out last week, elbow injury. Still up to be determined on his timetable if he'll be back this week. That's why you saw Maui slide in at the center spot and George get his first start. So we'll know more later on in the week when Pule will be back.
Coach Dryling, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal. I just wanted to ask you a follow-up question to that. Maui came out for a little bit, and Bryce Radford played extended minutes. Also, Teague missed some time too. So I'm just curious if those two guys are okay, and how well do you feel that Bryce performed in his extended snaps?
Yeah, did a good job. Really, the first time, and he played meaningful snaps this season for Radford. So awesome to have another local kid that's worked his tail off to get where he's at and made the most of his opportunity. So he did a good job in there. And then Teague went out briefly, but I thought who played really well was George Male at getting his first career start and playing a significant amount of snaps. He has played this year in that backup rotational role, but him getting the start and seeing really hold his own and kind of get after those guys was awesome to see. So I think Coach Bassett's done an unbelievable job this year preparing guys to play multiple spots. You know, we haven't had a lot of injuries up front on the O-line, but he's always prepared somebody. So when Pule went out and Maui slid in, there was very little drop off. So it was awesome to see. A good job by the coach there.
Hey, Coach, Eric Franson with 106.9 The Fan. You mentioned complete game for your squad this last week. You've had a couple of weeks here where you haven't had significant season-ending injuries. Is this part of what helped you come together? Is it guys your roster has been a little bit more stable?
I would say, hopefully our growing pains we kind of made it on the other side. We're playing a bunch of younger players, especially on the defensive side. And that just takes snaps. That takes experience. And we knew we took some lumps, but those guys, especially that linebacker crew, man, we have our top two linebackers are out for the year, and we got a bunch of guys playing, stepping up and doing a great job. So if we can keep just getting a little bit better in that aspect, and those younger guys keep getting more confidence as they go, we got a chance to finish the season with a fun couple of weeks. But it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of development. It takes a lot of patience because there's obviously a bunch of bad plays before you get the good ones. But it's good to see them have the perseverance and keep swinging.
Coach, this is Jason Walker again. Wanted to ask kind of again about Hawaii and running the ball. The fact they barely did. I think they had 19 design runs. Just kind of how did that impact your guys' play calling on defense, knowing that they were pretty unlikely to run the ball, even in typical running situations?
Yeah, Jason, you know exactly where this answer is going. Life is good when teams are one dimensional. 7 sacks and 5 interceptions. That's solely because we stopped the run and got them out of it early. I think the D line did a good job those first couple series of really just dominating the guys up front, collapsing gaps and kind of suffocating the tailback in the backfield. So they just kind of kicked it to the curb and went straight drop back pass, which if that's the case right now, you can dial some stuff up. You can disguise your pressures and coverages and really just get the quarterback guessing. It's one of those games. It just felt like nothing could go wrong for us. And we're way overdue for one of those games.
Coach Dryling, Jason Turner. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just want to kind of follow up on that because San Diego State has kind of similar struggles in the run game, but obviously a little more balanced. You feel like it'll be more of a challenge where San Diego State may not give up on the run, kind of the same way Hawaii did.
Yeah, I don't know if Hawaii wants to run the ball for a living. San Diego State does, though. That's kind of how Coach Lewis has made a name for himself, going tempo, being able to run the ball, and get the chains moving. So it's going to be the same mentality as the defense. So if we can limit the rushing yards up front, and even more importantly, Jason, the explosive runs is what kind of hurt us this year. If we can keep them in front and keep them at 2nd and 6 as opposed to 2nd and 2, the life gets pretty good on defense.
Coach Dreiling, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal again. I just wanted to ask you about Kahanu Davis. He had that one muff early in the season, but he's been pretty fearless and assertive and consistent ever since then. How confident are you that you found your guy at that punt returner position?
Yeah, how fun of a game for him. From Hawaii, so playing a bunch of former teammates and friends, and he almost takes one about 80 yards to the house, just one tackle away. So he's done a great job after that New Mexico game of getting his confidence back, securing the punts, but then also getting a couple first downs. I think he's averaging just over 10, 11 yards per punt return, which is huge for us. And even more importantly, he's catching the ball very confident. Coach P, our special teams coordinator, has done a great job of developing him in a short amount of time. He's banged up in fall camp, so his reps were limited going into the season. So him and Coach Bowling has done a good job building confidence. And then now hopefully we can get a block and get a big return. We need something to keep the field position rolling. But when we win the field position battle, you see what this team can look like.
Hey, Coach Patrick Mayhorn from the Ag Ship. San Diego State's kind of found its way to a young quarterback, a guy who it trusts, in Danny O'Neil. What have you seen from him and his growth into that offense this season?
Yeah, if you compare the first couple games with the last 4 or 5, it's not even the same player back there, and that's what you expect with the true freshman, right? He's got, I think, 18 touchdowns and just a handful of interceptions. He gets the ball out on time. They do a good job in the RPO game to give him easy completions, easy yards to help stay ahead of the sticks and keep him out of 3rd and long. And he's athletic enough to take off running, so he's a guy that's going to be an absolute stud here in the future. And they've kind of gone through the growing pains with him. And I think they're already on the other side, which is crazy for a true freshman. So we know we'll have our hands full with him. He looks like he's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Coach Dreiling, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal again. Trey White, their star edge rusher, leads the Mountain West in tackles for loss and sacks. And this is the guy who barely played last year. I mean, he's young. He's only a sophomore. But what do you see from him that makes him such a dynamic player?
Yeah, I think he's at 11.5 or wherever he's at on his sack total. Man, he's relentless and he's got a great get off. That's going to be it's going to be the number one priority for us. Make sure that we can keep Spencer a clean pocket. Because when Spencer's got time to throw, he's probably one of the best in the country. But we know we're going to have our hands full. I think they do a good job of dialing up pressures when they do, and getting that guy isolated on one-on-ones, and he's very successful in his one-on-ones. So Coach Bassett and those guys are going to have a huge handful. But if we can keep that guy in check and give Spencer time, hopefully offense has a chance to get it going again. Anything else, guys?
Coach Dreiling, I got one more. Sorry, Coach. Jason Walker again. This may or may not sound like a dumb question, but how much do these wins really mean to this team? Where it's a season where there's not going to be a bowl game or Mountain West title or anything like that, but you guys are still fighting for these wins. How much does it mean to be able to go back into the locker room, after Hawaii, having that win in hand? How good did that feel for the team?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not a dumb question at all. You would just assume once you're done with bowl eligibility, the season's over and nothing else matters, right? What people don't see is the relentless effort, regardless of the scoreboard, and regardless of the record, for guys to get success. And these players, man, they've been through so much; they deserve all the success in the world. So we'll take a little bit of success as it comes, and we'll make sure we enjoy those moments. Obviously, we wish we were going bowling, but right now our only focus is get a little bit better this week and getting ready for the game. And when our moments come, man, we're going to enjoy them.
I've got one more too. Coach Dreiling, Jason Turner. Herschel Turner's definitely flashed several times this season, played well against Washington State. Derek Jameson's shown a taste of his ability the last couple of weeks. Nick Floyd had a big run at the end of the game on Saturday. How much potential is in that running back room if you're able to retain those guys?
Yeah. Rasul is working his way up into a mid to late round draft pick. And I think everyone that plays us would probably agree with where he's ranked at. And then after that, I'm not sure Herschel's not too far off of Roswell right now. And then you see Jameson emerge these last couple of weeks and Nick Floyd busting a 55-yard run. I think Coach Beal has done a great job of not only getting a lot of those guys here, but then developing those guys, especially a lot of them are young, right? With not a lot of snaps going into this season. But that's the one thing I feel confident about. Those players love Coach Beal, our running back coach. And if he's here, they ain't going anywhere. I guarantee that.
Hey, Coach Eric Franson with one more. 117 yards and 2 touchdowns to the tight end position on Saturday. Will Money was a part of that. It looked like he got dinged up. Can you say anything about the status of his injury and his availability on Saturday?
Yeah, still waiting to get MRI results back. Probably doubtful, but we'll know more here in the next couple of days. But what a big game for him, man. He had a touchdown, and then Josh Sturzer with 2 touchdowns, and one of them broke a great tackle on the screenplay that from Bryson. Actually, both of them were from Bryson, I think. So, but that's Coach DJ, man. Coach DJ's done a great job. I mean, yeah, we hadn't even talked about Brock Lane, who's been out for a month and a half, who was projected a 4th or 5th round draft pick. And now we got guys with freshmen or redshirt freshmen playing that go in, and it really doesn't miss a beat. And that's from the development of Coach DJ, who I think is one of the best tight end coaches in the country.
Otto, this is Jason Walker with Cache Valley Daily. Can you just talk about your, Doug mentioning the stats, you've, grown into a pretty solid role and have had some pretty solid production. You just talk about your improvement over the course of this season.
Yeah, just throughout the course of the season, we had Jalen Royals still healthy and up running, and it was just nice to have him as being kind of the leader in the receiver room and just seeing what he's been doing on the field. And my job is just to be able to be his help, I guess, or to be able to go out there and perform the best that I can. And once he got hurt, I knew that I had to step up. I had to go out there and make some plays, be able to do what I've been wanting to do for a while. And just being able to go out there and be able to perform was just super nice.
Otto, Trent Wood with the Deseret News. You've been at Utah State for a while now, obviously, and I'm just curious where you feel like you've improved the most from when you got to Utah State and kind of what's different for you this year.
So when I first got to Utah State, there was a lot of things I needed to improve on. Coming off a ACL injury, I wasn't running my routes as good as I wanted, wasn't as confident as I wanted to be. And just over the years, I was able to, just gain that confidence. And Coach Steph and his coaching staff always pushed me to be confident out there and never lose my confidence and always be able to just progress. And I feel like this year was finally that year I was able to just come out and be able to just showcase what I have. And it's nice to have a good supportive coaching staff. They've helped me a lot too. So.
Otto, Jason Turner from the Herald Journal. Once Jalen went down, the team was kind of looking for a deep threat, and you provided that with the flea flicker against Wyoming, and then a really nice pass and catch on that 43-yarder against Hawaii. So how gratifying has it been to provide that deep threat in the passing game for your team?
It's been really awesome being able to help my team out and just try to help us get some wins. Being able to go out there and be a deep threat is something that I've tried to push. That's something that I also try to improve on too these past couple of years, is just the deep ball, and I feel like I'm starting to figure things out a little bit. So I'm excited to see how these next couple games go, and hopefully I'm able to just keep doing what I've been doing.
Hey, Otto, it's Eric Franson with 106.9 The Fan. San Diego State is known to traditionally been pretty physical defense. They haven't always carried through on that this year, but sometimes they have. What do you see out of them initially into your early views of the Aztecs?
Their team is kind of in the same boat as us. So they're going to come out hard and they're going to come out swinging, and we just got to be prepared for that. We just can't underlook them or anything like that. So we got to respect our opponents, and I'm excited to go up against them this week because I know it's going to be a good game.